What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another Dragonflight video. Hope you are all doing very, very well. We are going to continue with the Season 4 theme. We're going to look at Algeth'ar Academy. I'm going to run you through the whole dungeon, and for any of you guys who didn't play in Season 1, I'll just give you a couple of tips and tricks for things if you don't know on boss fights, but mostly we're here to talk about the changes, some of the big changes that are happening to this dungeon in Season 4. There's actually quite a few changes for Algeth'ar, so let's just start right away. There are Spellbound Scepters in these opening packs right here. They used to cast an ability called Arcane Rain. They don't cast that anymore. So there's a Scepter in this pack right here. Used to cast Arcane Rain. It would put like swirlies on the ground that you had to dodge. They don't cast that anymore. They do cast Mystic Blast still. They used to cast both. Now they just cast Mystic Blast. Mystic Blast is no longer kickable, but it is CCable. So with the removal of Arcane Rain, you don't have to worry about that ability at all anymore. So that used to be what you would use your CC on, like an AoE stun, single target stun, whatever the case might be, or an end cap or Ring of Peace. Now you can just use it on Mystic Blast, because if Mystic Blast goes off, you're going to see how much damage it does. Boom, everybody gets wrecked right there, right? So you got to be very careful with this ability. You don't want it to go off, but you don't have to deal with both of them anymore, so that's kind of nice. So all the Spellbound Scepters in this dungeon now, they only cast Mystic Blast. It is not kickable. It is only CCable. That's the really important one there, but you don't have to deal with swirlies on the ground anymore either, which is very, very nice. So that is a huge one. The rest of this opening trash packs, they're all the same. They still do a lunge. He still does his breath. Yada, yada. Nothing else happens there. These packs are all still dangerous as well. We'd already cleared them out. They do like the monotonous song. I'll show you, I think, a little bit later, but maybe not. But they all do the same things that they used to do. They're very, very dangerous. Need to be kicked and crowd controlled. Let's talk about Vexamus. This boss fight has had a couple of changes. The mana bombs, which do periodic damage to everybody, they deal less damage over time now. You're also going to see me. Oh no, I don't die here. I do it later. I'm sure if I die on this fight. Anyway. Here comes the mana bombs. The first orbs that went out right there, those are the normal. Nothing's changed with the arcane orbs that are on the ground that you have to pick up. Here comes the mana bombs. These are going to do less damage over time. So during the footage you're seeing right now is pre-nerf. So they're going to do a lot of damage right now in this video. They will do 20% less damage than what you're seeing right now. Okay, so they really shouldn't be too bad. And then they put a puddle on the ground, which is called a corrupted mana puddle or something. That thing used to tick and do damage to you as soon as it spawned. So I'll show you again really quickly. As soon as this spawns, it'll tick me for a little bit of damage. Watch. Watch my health. Boom. It goes down and went down there for a second. This does not do damage to you anymore right away. There's a slight delay in terms of the ticking damage. So that is a really big deal, because as this fight goes on, there are overlapping mechanics, right? There's going to be these orbs that you're dodging, and then you're going to get mana bombs coming out, and there's going to be the other arcane like balls that you're picking up. And so not having any damage right when this puddle spawns is actually a really big deal. You can see it can be a bit of a struggle as this fight goes on later. On like tyrannical weeks, this fight is still going to hit really, really hard, but that lack of ticking damage on the puddle, I think, is going to be massive. I actually think it's really important to understand how big that changes. As long as you get out of the puddle right away. If you stand in the puddle for a second, obviously you're going to take a lot of ticking damage. So this fight is still going to be pretty tough on tyrannical weeks, but it's definitely much easier than it used to be. Okay, let's go over here. Let's talk about Crawth. This is the big bird. Crawth has had a couple of changes. The tornadoes from Crawth are more visible now. We'll show that in a second. And then the damage, I believe, from the fire swirlies got reduced. Let me look at this really quickly here. The Firestorm's frequency has been reduced. Sorry, that's what got slowed down. And then the Savage Peck that Crawth does on the tank has also been reduced, which is a massive deal, because on higher tyrannical keys, once again, Crawth hitting the tank was like really nasty. Like, it did so much damage. The Deafening Screech has not changed at all. There's the Savage Peck right there. He's going to hit the Druid. Doesn't do very much damage. Unlike Blood Decays and stuff, it was just wrecking them. I remember I used to do this key with the Blood Decay, and he would just get absolutely annihilated by the Savage Peck. So Don't have to worry about that anymore. Not as much. It just does less damage to the tank. And then the Screeches are the same. The Screech does the same damage. You still want to throw your orbs after 3 Screeches, basically. I would say if you get a 4th Screech, you're toast. I think you're going to be toast. So this guy was pinging me. He wanted me to go do the fire. You should do the fire one first. I wanted to see the windy tornadoes, so I did the wind one first, and you're going to see the tornadoes and their animation. He's still pinging it. You want to do the fire circle first. But I just wanted to see these new tornadoes. So this is what they look like. They are much easier to see, much easier to avoid. And as always, if you go and pick up one of these glowing windy orbs here, it will stop you from getting pushed back for about 15 seconds or so. And it gives you a haste buff as well. So that's Crawth. Less damage on the tank. The Firestorm does less periodic damage. Let me show you that right now if we get to it. Here we go. He's channeling his fire thing now. And then you can see the tornadoes more easily. Those are really, really great changes. Here's the new Firestorm coming out here. So again, the periodic damage that you take from this storm, or sorry, the frequency with which the fire puddles are spawning is less now. So you don't have to dodge the fire swirlies as much, which is really nice. That is a really nice change. Okay? That is Crawth. Let's go to the next one, which is the final trash area. This is going to be 2043. Go back a little bit. Okay, so the final trash area has these mobs which do the whirlwind. The whirlwind has not changed at all. The arcane missiles has changed. So the arcane missile damage is reduced by 50%, which is pretty massive. This used to do a lot of damage on fortified weeks, especially if you had multiple arcane missiles channeling at the same time. Now, they are kickable and CCable, which was just the way that you usually dealt with it, is you just kick it in CC. You can do this. There's 3 of them in this pack. So, but again, maybe you don't have to bring as much crowd control anymore to the dungeons, because 50% less damage is quite a chunk out of those arcane missiles. But again, this pack, for example, has 3 of them. So maybe this just incentivizes you to pull multiple packs together, and you're at less. There's less of a chance that you'll die. I don't know. There might be a new strategy around this, but either way, the missiles being reduced is very, very nice. I don't think in this video that the 50% reduction is in yet. It might be. I'm not sure. The notes that Blizzard puts out and when they actually implement them are 2 different things. So the point is, the missile damage is going to be going down. That makes that pack easier to deal with. And then the final boss, Echo of Doragosa, has a brand new mechanic that you've probably already seen, but I want to highlight it. She's going to spawn 2 puddles on the ground that start launching. There's Unleash Energy. They start launching orbs right away. So boom, there you go. There's the 2 puddles. You cannot avoid this. There's no way to avoid this. This is just an added mechanic now. So the main thing to think about, I would say, is on tyrannical weeks, this is going to make the room eventually fill up really heavily with the puddles that spawn orbs. Like, this is not a tyrannical. We're doing basically a +20 key, right? This is a +10 in the new season, which is equivalent to a +20 in the season 3 that we're in right now. So this is going to be a difficult key, but on tyrannical week, she's going to have so much health that I think that this is going to be a serious problem. You are going to have so many orbs spawning by the time the end of this dungeon. Let me just skip ahead here. Let me show you how many orbs we've got going. I think I ended up dying to a breath here like an idiot. There, I died to the breath. So look at all the puddles that are spawning now. Like, there, if you make like a single mistake in the way that you are placing the puddles, you're going to be in so much trouble. You need to make sure you get these puddles to the edges of the encounter so that you have as much room to work with as possible, because of course you are getting those extra 2 puddles at the beginning. So just a little bit of a difference there. I think tyrannical weeks, this boss is going to be way harder than people think because of the added orbs that are flying out. So that is Algeth'ar Academy. Not too bad. The opening Spectre trash. They removed Arcane Rain. The Mystic Blast has to be CC'd now. It can't be kicked. Vexamus got nerfed, so mana bombs do less damage. The puddles don't hurt you right away. Really, really good change. Crawth got some visibility updates, and the fire coming down doesn't come down as quickly, which is really, really nice, and it doesn't do as much damage to the tank anymore. The final trash area, those Arcane Missiles kind of got nuked in terms of their damage. 50% less damage, which is really nice. And then Echo of Doragosa, I think, is going to be more of a challenge, especially on Tyrannical Week. So that is Season 4, Algeth'ar Academy in a nutshell. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Are you excited about Season 4? Are you excited for all the 8 dungeons coming back, the original 8 Dragonfight dungeons? Lots of people aren't too excited about it. I'm excited about some of them. Algeth'ar Academy is one that I'm definitely excited about. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Thank you so much again for watching. Love y'all. I'll see you in the next one.